backhand here at Pauley Pavilion. Of course, Kathy, you and I and Sam Pescic have all had some of our greatest memories in this legendary thing. All right, let's take a look at the meet summary at this point. Utah has led wire to wire. They've extended their lead. Now they lead by .65, but they have to finish on beam as the visiting team does. Now, UCLA has season high scores on vault, bars, and beam. They're having the best meet of the year by far. And Utah is on pace to perhaps score 198 or better to join Michigan, Oklahoma, and Florida, the only other teams with a 198 this year. Emily Morgan will lead off for Utah on beam.
And they are coming off a tremendous balance beam performance in their last competition, so they have a lot of confidence coming in here. 2 back handsprings to a layout step out. Very solid. Nice back leg on that switch sweep. We've talked about the differences from elite gymnastics and competition and collegiate, and it is all about maximizing your score potential with the construction of the routine and minimizing, camouflaging any possible flaw, because perfection is the goal in college. Cat leap to side aerial roll, really well done, so clean.
Well, she did her roll. She had a 9-9 and leadoff spot on ball, and here a solid routine to hit off Utah on the beam in the final rotation.
Even showing off great flexibility in those back handsprings to set up the layout and concentration from start to finish. All the details, not giving away any tenths of a point.
Nora Flatley.
She actually has 2 E elements in this routine.
Let's go!
Opens with a triple twist. Really difficult. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's her best one yet.
Elements, the skills in gymnastics, rated A through E in college gymnastics, E being the toughest.
And she's going to come back with another one right here, front double twist. Really difficult.
Oh, nice.
She normally goes into a caisson, had a little bit too much forward momentum, but covered it well. Now watch her show off these leaps. They are gorgeous. Switch rein to switch out. Back 1.5 here to front layout. Nice amp. Oh, gorgeous layout position. This is the most complete routine on floor that I've seen.
I think that's the most complete meet she's ever had in college gymnastics.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And by complete floor routine, what I mean is the difficulty in the tumbling. 2 E elements, including a triples twist. Slight crossing of the legs. It's almost impossible to keep them perfectly together. And look at the leaps. That ring position on the first one is exquisite, and that layout position on the second somersault there, really well done.
The former national team member struggled with injuries a bit throughout her career at UCLA, but really in fine form in her senior year. Adrienne Randall, senior now for Utah, coming after Emily Morgan, another 9-9 for her in a leadoff spot.
Look at the determination you see on her face. You really build that confidence into your routine. Back handspring layout here. Oh. Must have clearly been off to the side because I didn't see any effort really to try to be aggressive and pull that back on. Sometimes it just can't happen. Needs a little higher back leg on that split jump. Full twisting, back handspring, swing down. Always a fun skill to see. Dismounts a 1.5 twist. Love to see the fight till the very end.
Right. In the lineup tonight on floor, the senior from California.
And this is a treat. All of the fans in the stands behind us are on their feet. Look at that, 2.5 twist.
Oh, she stayed in bounds. Changed the lineup at the last minute. Emma Malabuyo was supposed to be in the floor lineup, and Sakai Wright got the call.
Twist.
What fun this is. Student section doing her choreography with her.
Well, that's the magic of UCLA Gymnastics. Great to see it on display here. She just rocked this place.
There was Nia Dennis cheering her on. Nia, of course, one of the last UCLA gymnasts whose floor routine went viral.
Love the energy in the routine. Nice high 2.5 twist to open up the routine. And then just performing up a storm.
You know, she had a preseason elbow injury, so they weren't sure how much she was going to be able to do.
If Nia could join her out there, she would.
Oh, man. Sakai Wright, the Pac-12 vault champion, gave us a treat there on floor. Sam?
Yeah. BJ Doss, choreographer, said that Sakai's floor routine is a DMX tribute. It's very hard-hitting, hype the crowd up kind of routine. It's pretty dancey. She goes full out, and tonight she didn't disappoint. Bart, I saw you over there shimmying with her floor routine.
It's hard not to get pulled into that energy. That's exciting. All right, important moment now for Utah. Remember, they've had the lead coming into this rotation by a little less than 7/10 of a point. Emily Morgan had a 9-9. Adrian Randall fell only a 9.35. So this is Grace McCollum, who's having a great night, but they need 4 hit routines right now.
And no. I was having a really good beam routine until that skill. Just looked like she rushed it just a little bit, got ahead of herself.
So what that means in terms of the team competition now, the best 5 scores count towards the team total. They have 2 misses, so they're going to have to count at least one of those low scores. Their lead over UCLA squandered just a bit right now.
So this is the kind of pressure that a great team must be able to withstand. They're #1 ranked right now on balance beam. They've had one other meet where they had troubles on beam as well. But no doubt, these routines have everything they need to be some of the best. Just rushed it. It almost looked like she took up too little space on the beam. Needed to travel just a little bit more.
Scores in now for Sakai Wright. So after Nora Flatley led them off with a 9.925, Sakai Wright 9.825 And here is Brooklyn Moores, who has been honored in world competition with the Longines Prize of Elegance, and I think you'll know why when you see this floor routine.
Very well deserved. The theme music from The Godfather and Succession set the mood and tone of this routine. And she can tumble. Watch this. Double front. Very difficult. Stepped out of bounds. Well, nobody can emote quite like Brooklyn Moore. She was a little bit low on that final tumbling run, but the completeness of that performance was beautiful. Double front, large step forward and out of bounds. So there will be deductions in this routine. And right there, mistimed the punch in between those two skills. So the second one, the final one, wasn't quite high enough and landed with her chest down.
Third hit in a row for UCLA. Now Abby Paulson up now for Utah on beat. Grace McCollum had only a 9.15. Now, gymnastics fans might remember a couple of years ago when Abby Paulson scored a perfect 10 on beam to win it for Utah over UCLA in this very building.
And that wouldn't hurt them right now at all. Beautiful control on that side aerial. 3 of their athletes do that. Very difficult combination, side aerial to lay out.
2 falls on beam. This meet is now very close.
It's one of the points I was going to make when I love to see the fight even after a fall. You never know if you have a second fall. You will have to count one of them. So every 10th of a point matters.
Olympic fans might remember her father, Brandon, 1996 Olympic silver medalist in wrestling.
Side aerial to full clutch performance.
I love what Tom Farden says about her. She's fierce, no talk, just work, and boy did she deliver when they needed it.
Judges sit right on the side, and you really have to go past split for our eyes, those judges' eyes, to see that complete 180, which is a requirement on balance beam.
I spoke to Abby Paulson right before they switched to the beam rotation and asked her, why is she having such a great year? And she said, honestly, my goal this year is just to enjoy every moment. Now, we all know she had a lot of pressure on her for this beam routine, but she looked calm up there, so her strategy must be working.
Well, Sam, you know being better than anybody, you have to embrace pressure. You have to love it.
Back to floor for UCLA, Paulina Tratz from Germany.
And this is an adventure. I talk about E-passes, and all of these gymnasts are doing them. I think back to Disney. Remember when they required an E-ticket for the biggest, greatest rides? You need an E-ticket for this routine. Pipe double back. Wow, nice control. Back 1.5 front layout. Double back, good for her. She has fought back from jamming her ankle a few weeks ago. So it is so wonderful to see her get back up to full energy, full floor routine, and as always, a complete commitment to the choreography.
Hey, there's Val Condos Field. They call her Miss Val. The legendary coach here at UCLA led that team to 7 NCAA championships. It's good to see her in the house tonight. And this, of course, is the Valerie Condos Field floor exercise mat in Pauley Pavilion.
And it's so wonderful to see her here. She is the originator of the dance party here at UCLA and has really engaged the fans with her unique choreography all those years as the head coach.
Crystal Issa now on beam for Utah. This is clutch. Abby Paulson had a 9-9. So trying to get back on track here. They need 2 more hits.
Triple series. So aggressive. And she just has ice water in her veins. She can handle this kind of pressure and do so with such joy. As Coach Tom Farden said, she is just the happiest person on the planet.
We asked him what qualities does she bring to the team. He said, she's Switzerland. She's neutral. Everybody
Yes.
likes her. Oh,
And she is clutch here. Good for her.
Another clutch moment for the Utes.
You get a lot of bonus for connecting these 3 skills. 2 layout step outs and tough as nails. Kept that front foot down, fought all the way through, and came up big for her team.
Let's go to Sam.
Yeah, Jordan Childs actually is used to competing like a college gymnast, even though she's a freshman, because of the GO Tour. They did 32 tour stops, so she has experience competing week after week. She also got to work with BJ Doss on that tour, which is why they were able to put a routine together in just 2 days. You're going to see Lizzo, Cardi B, Doja Cat, and her favorite artist, Normani, featured in this floor team.
And some big tumbling, Sam. Double layout to open this routine. Front through to an easy double back. Difficult 1.5 wolf jump. Little superwoman in there. I like that dive roll. I think she's going to fit right into NCAA gymnastics.
I was thinking the same thing. You know, not every elite athlete's gymnastics translates over into college. She owns it already, and she's just a freshman.
Instantly. She took command walking onto the floor before the music even started. Look at the double layup, the height, the control. Welcome to your new life. How fun is this going to be? Great tumbling. Really good dance.
And it's a 10. Our second 10 of the night. Both Olympic medalists notching a 10. Grace McCollum and now Jordan Childs, and the pressure's on Utah. Crystal Issa a 9.925 as they celebrate here in Pauley Pavilion. Jordan Childs is perfect 10. Miley O'Keefe needs a hit for Utah now because they're going to have to count one low score in their team score. This is going to be close.
And this routine can be perfection. She is so beautiful on this event in every way. From the tips of her toes to the tips of her fingers. The attention to detail, the positions. Saw a little bit of nerves on her face, but she is managing this moment.
Miley O'Keefe can clinch the win for Utah here with a 9.975 or better, and she has scored a 10 already. If it's lower than that, UCLA has a chance to win it on floor with their final routine, Jay Gamble.
That almost looked like a I got a secret smile right there. Side aerial to a four.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
Double clutch.
Oh, yes.
I spoke to Crystal Issa about how Miley O'Keefe likes to compete, and she said she just really likes calm. She said our whole team actually waits to cheer for her until after she makes her series. And you guys could tell how crazy the crowd was, so that must have been quite a challenge for her. But like you mentioned, she scored a 10 on beam last weekend, so she's such a veteran.
Whew.
Wow.
I had to take a breath for her right here.
Yeah, going into this meet, Utah was heavily favored. UCLA barely getting rolling this season. They're already more than a point ahead of their high team score this season, and they're not done. Here's Shea Campbell coming after Jordan Childs had a 10.
Watch this big full in.
Kathy, the score in for O'Keefe, it's a 9.975. So Utah is going to get the win. Shea Campbell, even with a 10, cannot win it for UCLA here. But let's sit back and enjoy it.
But she can get her own kind of win here. Cap off the best meet that UCLA has had so far. Front leg to front full. Watch for the amplitude on this double talk. And great control. What a way to finish. What a meet for the UCLA Bruins. Huge improvement. So great to see this team come together, fight together. All the way to the very end. The focus.
At 5 feet 7 inches, she's a tall gymnast, but she's like 6 feet tall on the floor the way she presents. What a thrill for Chris Waller and his UCLA Bruins. Hoping to finally put a decent meet together. We'll wait for her score, but in front of their home crowd, this was terrific for both of these teams.
Absolutely. And to see Utah, yes, they were under pressure, but they delivered the clutch performances that they needed.
Miley O'Keefe coming through with that 9.975. And of course, Jordan Childs with a treat. UCLA, the Olympic medalist, gets her first perfect 10 in NCAA competition. What a thrill. But both teams